Hello guys, welcome to the first of hopefully many videos where I won't start working on another game after 2 weeks and where I convince myself that this game is the one I'm actually going to complete. Welcome to Ceaseless Tunnels. By the title and or the screenshot, you're probably like,
Wow, another mining game. How original and fun.
I know, it's not that original. But I hope to make it fun at the bare minimum while doing things differently in many regards. At worst, it'll be a semi-decent mining simulator game in a oversaturated genre, or it'll be a genre-defining game in a overly saturated genre at best. What's the worst that could happen? Now, before the video actually starts, I just wanted to say a quick disclaimer before I start, is that this devlog is going to be a bit short compared to the future devlogs because I didn't capture like any videos of the bugs that occurred, and most of the systems weren't that hard to implement and are pretty standard. So this won't be all that exciting, but I'll try my best. Alright, on to the video. So, what is Ceaseless Tunnels? Well, my vision for the game so far is that you're, of course, a miner, and basically you mine into this horizontal mine shaft instead of vertically. I know, absolutely crazy and genre defining already. Anyway, the deeper you go in, the better the ores and more interesting things you see, like a part of a tunnel that's just like a bunch of eyes on the wall, like doors or something. I don't know. That's pretty cool, right? Also, another thing I'd like to achieve in the game is to make each pickaxe have its own unique ability and strengths, instead of a pickaxe just getting better stat-wise like most other simulator games, because I like to make my life hard. Also, I like the progression for each of the pickaxes to be non-linear, as in there won't be many pickaxes to purchase per se, but each of those pickaxes will branch off into other pickaxes. So this might be hard to achieve. I'm not sure, but it's certainly something I'd like to achieve. Now on to what I have already developed. The first thing I did was model the starter pickaxe for the game. It's not the greatest, but it'll certainly do for the features I need to test. The next thing I did was something I've actually never done in like any game I've ever attempted to make, and that is animate or just make animations. Now, that might seem strange to people for some different reasons, but for me, the reason was always because I'm terrible at animations. But they actually turned out really well, or at least to my expectations. They turned out not too bad. And they didn't take that long either. So that made me pretty hopeful of the game's future. Also, if you notice in the screenshot that I showed earlier, there is a custom character, which I haven't really customized yet, clearly. But my intention is to make everyone have this model to make my life easier. Now, I could in the future make it so people can use their characters, but I'm not sure what to do yet, honestly, because I'm not sure not being able to see your character is a big turnoff for games. Because I know people like spend a lot of money for cosmetics, and I'd hate to take that away, but also it's probably harder to set it up with custom or each player's characters. So I'd like to hear feedback, because I would like to start developing something like that, or to have the pickaxes work for any like size model. So yeah, just let me know in the comments down below. But for now, I'll be using a custom character with customizations intended to be added later on. So the next thing I worked on was the mine and ownership. Now that seems like I added a lot, but I really just made it so rocks could generate, and I made it so you could claim a mine. Basically, I want to make it so everyone has their own mine instead of sharing one like in traditional mining simulators. Once again, I'm totally breaking the norms, even though some of the original mine sims had their personal mines available. But that's besides the point. Anyway, the reason for this decision is because one, everyone gets their own minerals and ores, no one's fighting over them, but I intend on the experience being mostly solo. Now, if I somehow manage to make a game that doesn't run at 2 FPS, I could probably add a large, like, global mine where all the players can massacre the mine, which sounds really fun, especially with all the different type of pickaxes, but could take a lot of balancing and optimization. So in general, I have some pretty cool plans that players would enjoy. Now on to the final thing I added, which was mining and camera movement. Now this mining is super basic. It took like 2 seconds to implement it, so uh, I'm just gonna skip that, and I want to talk about the camera movement. So as you may know, there's a cool little thing called shift lock. So basically, I recreated it, but with a different angle, like a shoulder cam, like in third-person games. And I made it so the torso it bends backwards when you look up, bends forward when you look down, which I thought was pretty cool. But I recently found an issue, and when I mean an issue, I mean Roblox deprecated turning off shift lock via starter player literally a day or two after I made the system. So the only info they provided for turning off shift lock is using mouse behavior, which I feel like is incredibly vague. And I went to the API and it didn't say that much more. I have no clue what it means. I'm probably just dumb, so I'll put it aside to fix later. And for some reason, I feel like that's gonna start to be a pattern, fixing things, putting things aside. But it's fine. I'm sure it's fine. Anyway, because of the camera system I implemented, thanks to some people I borrowed code from, mining above and below you is possible, and it's quite neat. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the first devlog of Ceaseless Tunnels. Not the most exciting, but I feel like I've accomplished a good amount with the time I spent. And as I said before, I will have devlogs in mind when creating the game, so more content will be on the way. Also, one issue is that I'm currently in college, so while I would like to do like a weekly update, I might have to settle for bi-weekly or monthly because I can't set aside much time to work on the game or videos because these videos take a long time to edit. So yeah, college takes precedence. I'm sorry, but yeah, if you've made it this far, I just want to thank you for watching my devlog. It's jumbled, I know, it's cheesy, I know, but I appreciate you for listening in. And I will see you in the next devlog. Thank you. Bye.